You touching my butt.
So what? I can. I'm allowed.
Hey, hey, hey.
Today is what? It is Sunday.
Sundays.
And it's... So that should be an indication of we don't rehearse this. Because it's the Sunday sprint.
I thought you were going to say it's time for it so I could come in.
Today is Sunday and it's time for the
Sunday sprint.
We are at day
57. 5-7, y'all. That
57.
That's
you
a
heard
lot
it.
of days. That's almost 2 whole months of consistency.
When's the last time you've been that consistent in anything? So you will make time for what you... That's not the topic, is it?
No, but say.
Oh, all right. You will make time for what it is that you want to do.
Make time for. So it's not the topic, but it's so related. What's the topic? You already know because it's on the screen. You're not going to say it? Make it count.
I don't remember what I typed.
Oh. Make it count. And so what happens is you make time for the things that you want to make time for because you want to make those things count.
I am Oliver Green, and I am half of Regroup for Change. And this is Marquita, and she's the other half. She messed it all up, and I made time for that. Yeah, exactly. Now go ahead. What were you about to say?
What you said.
I think I threw her off. That's why. See how that happens. Who's watching? We got 2 people. Who we got? Who we got? Say something. My coach calls them the people that watch, don't say anything, the silent ninjas. But it's all good. So you make time for what you want to do, correct?
And so, yes, I completely agree. And so with that in mind, I would challenge you to make sure that you're making time for things that count. Not just things that count today, but things that will count tomorrow. And that's what Regroup for Change is all about. Regroup for Change, LLC, you already know, but you know I got to tell you just in case you don't. Regroup for Change, LLC is a consulting institute between my handsome husband and I, where we help individuals, families, couples, families with children, or organizations, companies, to regroup, to start over, to shift from ineffective ways of doing and thinking to effective ways of thinking and doing things. And we want to just remind you this week to make it count. You are doing something. You are engaged, involved in some activity, some organizations, a sorority, a fraternity.
See how the voice changed? She's about to take y'all someplace.
You're involved in a ministry. You're involved in a workplace profession. You are involved in some dynamic that is shaping and creating who you are. And if you are going to be involved and be invested in that thing, it needs to count. Today, listen, I'm going to let him take it away because I have just been, today, this is just not the day. I was just crying in video 56, and if you haven't seen it, if you want to see me cry, this is probably the only time you're going to see me cry in public, just go back. You know, he asked me if I was pregnant. Negative. My babies are 14. They will be out of the house in T-minus 4 years. No, we are not going back. No, negative. Ain't happening. Negative.
So... my question
I'm making my life count, and going backwards ain't a part of it.
So my question to you is, well, you said you want them to make it count, right?
Make it all count.
Make it all count?
Everything. So don't make some things count. Don't make the one thing in your life count, and then everything else is just fluff, just wasting time. We ain't got time for time wasters. Make it all count.
So, okay. So in the last half, so we're on the back half of 100. We're at day 57. And we are probably going to begin to step on toes, hurt your feelings, make you think, because it's time. We're going into 2020.
We are less than 6 weeks, y'all. Less than 6 weeks from a brand new decade. You get that? We are less than, what did I say? 43 days from a brand new decade. No more time for games.
And I challenge you not to go into 2020 with the same old drab mentality. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to save money. And then you don't.
I'm going to build relationships.
You're not.
You're not going to lose weight. Transformation.
You're not going to save any money. You're not going to lose weight.
Well, why would you say that? They might.
Yeah, you know what? Because statistics show after the first 7 days when you sign up for that gym membership that you pay for all year long, that you've only been 4 out of those 7 days, you quit.
So they can have that goal if they're really going to make it count.
Do you want it? That's the question. Not because it's fluffy, not because it sounds good, not because you wrote it down and in the moment it gives you the warm and fuzzies and you're like, yeah, I'm going to lose weight. You're not. If you don't have a plan moving up to December 31st, chances are you ain't going to do it. So if you don't have a budget and you're not trying to get a budget, the likelihood of you saving any money, slim to none.
Do you have a... That's another week. That's another whole other week.
So make it count, to me, is choosing things that are important to you. Not the Joneses, not your girlfriend, not your homie, but to you. And in that process,
that's good.
You have to listen. I got 10 of these books I need to sell. And I could buy them, but I'm not. These 5 tips that we have in this book, how our savings went from 0 to 40K, can be applied to anything. Anything.
Anything?
Anything. So part of making it count, one of the chapters in there is your best yes. Like, she'll kill the best yes. She can talk about that all day long. But simply put, for me, you have to be willing to say no to things that are going to please other people. And that'll allow you to say yes to do things that you need to do, that you've been scared to do because. So yesterday, if y'all haven't gone to my page, go to my page and click the link and watch the YouTube. How do you know?
All the YouTubes? Or
just the one from yesterday. Just the one from yesterday. Go to my personal page and click the link. How do you know you can't?
Yesterday as in Saturday, November 16th.
Yes. How do you know you can't? The only reason that you know that you can't is because you told yourself, because somebody did it. And you put yourself up against them. So it's not that you can't. It's just that you're not at the level to complete it. You're not at the level to complete what it is that you see based upon the person that you've chosen. Doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means at the present moment, you're not capable. You have not sought out the necessary skills to get that particular task done. So take can't out of your vocabulary. You can, but the question is, do you want to?
I ain't the only one hyped tonight. I'm just saying.
So one of the things that I tell the kids when I'm substituting, they say, I can't, you can. And I walk you through it. And they can do it. And the look on their face is like, oh, yes. Somebody asked me how do you to spell protected for them on Friday. And the look that she just gave you.
Tech.
But before I got to that point, I had to realize they're not me. I had to realize they're not Donovan, Kiara, Logan, or Madison. I don't know how they were raised. I don't know what they're being taught. But I can tell you, the old school way to sound out protected is to sound out the word protected. Let's go ahead and go. What are the first 2 letters? They were like, I was like, what's the next one? Pro. What's the next letter? And you take it piece by piece. If you want to be able to remove can't from your vocabulary and from the things that you say that you can't do, break it down. Everything has steps. I've told my 18-year-old daughter, create a system. If you create a system, you'll never have to work.
And that's making it count.
And that was something that was never taught to me. I never had anybody to sit down and tell me to create a system. I never had anybody to tell me to leave a legacy. I think we were in church. Well, I think we were in church. Growing up, at the age 6, 7, 8, you're sitting in church. You hear the pastor talk about you're supposed to leave an inheritance for your children's children. I don't know what that meant. But the thing that caught me today was when I was running, it was if I may have heard it, but if I'm going back to the house and I'm not living it, or nobody's showing it to me, or we're not having those discussions, guess what? That's lip service. Doesn't mean anything to me. So I need to figure out what is it that I can do to change the cycle to figure out what a legacy is. What is it? What is a legacy? What do I want to leave them? What do I need to do to get, what knowledge do I need to obtain to figure it out? Who do I need to talk to? Who am I going to go to that's going to keep me accountable? And then I got to act. So make it count. Pick a thing. Do a thing. If you do nothing, guess what?
That's good.
You do nothing. And we can stop, leave it alone, let it go right there and then. But if you do nothing, you do nothing. And it's time to stop doing nothing and then making excuses for the educated individuals that may watch this or may not watch it. We put an academic spin on it to make our can't, so it pats us on the back and we feel good about ourselves. You still ain't do it. Excuses stink.
All right. So.
Oh, no, I'm good.
We want to encourage you to make it count. Everything is so organic, right? On what we talk about. And I have to tell you where this came from, because it's the little things that you can do in your daily progress to make things happen in your life. And when I say make it count, remember I said make everything count? I literally meant everything. And something as simple as, what do you watch? What do you put in your eyes to? What are you listening to? Right? All of that makes a difference in how your life shapes form and how things happen and how things manifest. And so I don't watch a lot of TV. There are some things that I do watch, but I promise you, every show that I watch, every movie that I watch has a purpose. I may not understand it, but I'm led to that thing and I will find a purpose in the thing. I will find a meaning. I will find a life lesson.
But that's learned. Because you can watch anything. I could watch a cartoon and be like, oh, boom, got a message.
But you have to train your mind. You got to regroup and train your mind to make it all count. That's the whole point. Yeah. And so tonight, as I was trying to just kind of come down from an incredible weekend, I watched the most recent episode of Grey's Anatomy. And I've been watching Grey's Anatomy since the show came on air. Now, tonight, when I tell you that I was in tears by the end of the show, midpoint, and then at the end, like midpoint, I was able to hold them together. And I was able to look up like they told us in the last episode and keep my tears up. But by the end, it just started flowing. Why? Because Meredith Grey, who is an incredible doctor, was almost and jeopardy of risking her medical license. And in this scene where it did not look like it was going well, something shifted. There was a regroup in the atmosphere. There was a change in the show. And what happened was she brought an awareness to somebody on a panel, somebody who was about to make a lifelong decision on her life.
Life-changing decision.
Yes, a life-changing decision on her life that had actually impacted where she was at that point. Whole other story. But because of a change of circumstances in that particular situation, they took a recess. The panel took a recess, and the room swarmed with people when they said they were going to postpone. And there were so many people that came in because she touched so many lives in her profession. Yes, this is a TV show. However it may be. In the same way that Meredith Grey had an opportunity to show us in a TV show how our lives can be impactful for other people, we have that very same opportunity here on earth, here in the flesh, here in reality, to impact lives, because we were all created for purpose. I'm not.
I told you.
We were all created for something greater than where we are today.
Who are you impacting?
No matter where you are, there's something more inside of you. And it's time to regroup. And it's time to shift. And it's time to figure out how to make it all count. We're here for more. And when it comes time to move to the next level, to move into something different, to move into another realm, what are people going to say about you? Who is going to step up for you and say that you made a difference? Who is going to step up and say that you impacted them? Who is going to step up and say that you inspired them, that you encouraged them, that you brought them out of a desolate place, that you shifted them from a place of depression into a place of life, where you spoke life into them and you allowed some things to revive in them? What are you going to do to make your life count? Because you are created for more than what's in front of you right now. You are created more than what you've been doing. And there's so much that we waste. And we spend the beginning part of a calendar year thinking about, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds. Oh, I want to save $3,000. Oh, I want this relationship to count. I want to do better. I'm going to read my Bible every day. I'm going to work out 3 times a week. And we say that we want more, but then we don't do more. And he already said it, so I won't go back there. But what are you going to do to make it count? What are you going to do today? Remember, we said we are in day 57 of the 100-day challenge. And if you've been following us, you know that this challenge will end on or about December 30th. We will stretch it to 101 days to December 31st because we are going over the threshold. And so as we go over the threshold, it is so important to start now, because what you do now, what you do today will carry on into the new threshold.
2020.
It will carry on into your tomorrow. It will carry on into the next season. It will carry on into the next generation, but it has to start today. And so we can't decide tomorrow to make a difference. We've got to decide today to make it count today, because guess what? Tomorrow is not promised. And so you miss so much by saying, I'll get to it later. I'll step out of fear later. I'll let this doubt subside later. I'll remove insecurity later. You might not have later. Make it count today. I gotta go. So what are you going to do to make it count?
You said you gotta go, but you're still talking.
I'm done.
Make it count. So if nothing else, out of 57 days, I hope you see that today, day 57, we've both been really passionate about the things we spoke about. I think our question is clear. What are you going to do to make it count today?
Drop a note.
Today.
Let us know.
Like, comment, share.
This is for somebody.
This will be up on our YouTube page, Regroup for Change. You see what the title is. Make it count. We want you to like, comment and share. All right. So I am Oliver Green, and I am half of Regroup for Change, and I'm bringing you, that's right, you, another edition of the 100-Day Video Challenge, Day 55-7.
We love you. Make it count.
Peace.
Peace.